Hello, and welcome to YourCuriosity, a channel dedicated to satisfying your insatiable thirst for knowledge. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the history of techno music. From its humble beginnings in the Motor City, to Europe and its explosive spread around the world, we'll look at the intense beats, hypnotic patterns, and cutting-edge tones that have captivated listeners all over the world. Today, we're going to speak about techno, a style of music that is so addictive that it makes decaf coffee seem like coffee. Who knows, by the time this video is over, you might even be bobbing your head and tapping your feet to the techno beat. So click the subscribe and notification bell buttons. And let's get started if you're ready to get your techno on and explore how one of the most important music styles of all time has changed over time. From its beginnings in Detroit in the 1980s to its dominance around the world in the 21st century, techno music has a fascinating past. It is a genre that has served as the background music for countless raves and parties all over the globe and has inspired countless producers and DJs. But why is techno so unique? Is it the futuristic noises, the pulsating beats, or the hypnotic rhythms? Or is there a deeper meaning behind it? Something that appeals to our natural desire to move and lose ourselves in the music. Detroit was the birthplace of techno music in the early 1980s, but it didn't take long for the style to take off around the globe. Techno spread like wildfire throughout the world, from Europe to South America to Asia, and it's still continuing strong today. DetroitTechno, which emerged in the middle of the 1980s as a reaction to the city's decline and economic difficulties, is generally recognized as the origin of the techno music genre. The upbeat, futuristic sounds quickly won over a devoted following among young people who found comfort and community in the music, which was a reflection of the city's post-industrial environment. Juan Atkins, who is widely recognized for coining the word techno and developing the sound, is one of the most significant players in the Detroit techno scene. Atkins founded the group known as the Belleville Three, so called after the Detroit suburb where they grew up, along with Derek May and Kevin Saunderson. They started making tracks that combined electronic rhythms with soulful melodies and futuristic sounds after being heavily inspired by the electronic sounds of Kraftwerk and other German musicians. Carl Craig, Jeff Mills, and Richie Houghton are a few other well-known DJs from the Detroit techno community. Carl Craig is renowned for his ability to combine various genres, such as techno and house with jazz and classical music, to produce a distinctive sound that has come to be associated with the city. While Jeff Mills is recognized for his futuristic science fiction, inspired soundscapes, and intense pounding rhythms. And Canadian, raised Richie Houghton, who was born in England but educated in Canada, rose to prominence in the Detroit techno scene in the early 1990s thanks to his technological innovation and minimalist approach to production. The rise of rave culture in the late 1980s and early 1990s was one of the major factors in techno's worldwide diffusion. Large, frequently illegal gatherings known as raves were held in fields, abandoned warehouses, and other unusual places. They were distinguished by their vibrant lights, pulsating techno rhythms, and a feeling of community and unity. After Detroit came Europe, rave culture and techno music quickly became intertwined, and the two fed off each other in a symbiotic relationship. The raves music was techno, and the raves themselves gave techno a place to grow. If you are enjoying the video until now, consider to hit the like button. It means a lot, and it takes very little. Berlin was one city that was especially significant in the international diffusion of techno. After the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, the city blossomed as a center for rave and electronic culture. The city was ideal for hosting underground events like raves because it had low rent and a ton of vacant structures. In the early 1990s, Berlin's techno culture really took off, with venues like Tresor, E-Work, and Berghain becoming renowned for their all-night techno parties. These clubs were often located in industrial or otherwise run-down areas of the city, which added to their gritty and underground appeal. The Love Parade was one of Berlin's most well-known techno concerts. From 1989 to 2003, Berlin's streets were the site of the Love Parade, an annual techno music event and parade. The Love Parade drew more than 1 million attendees at its height, one of the biggest parties in the world. But for many people, Berlin's techno culture was more than just about the clubs and the music. It was a way of life. Techno attracted individuals from all walks of life as a representation of freedom and self-expression. Berlin's techno scene was unique in part because of its strong feeling of community. To attend techno parties in Berlin, people would fly in from all over the world, and they frequently made lifelong friendships and contacts with other techno enthusiasts. Techno music has developed significantly since its beginnings in Detroit, as we've seen. Techno has made a significant contribution to the music and cultural industries, from its underground beginnings to its current position as a global phenomenon. Berlin is the best city in the world to feel the power of techno. Since the early 1990s, the city has been at the vanguard of the techno scene, and techno scenes all over the world have benefited from it. However, techno is a way of living rather than just a sound or a scene. Few other things can link us to one another and bring people together like music can. Techno culture also conveys a message of harmony, inclusivity, and innovation in a world that is becoming more divided and polarized. So the next time you find yourself engaged in the hypnotic beats and forward-thinking tones of techno music, stop and consider the extraordinary history and cultural influence this amazing music and genre has had on the world. And make sure to check out Berlin's renowned techno culture if you ever find yourself there. What do you believe about techno music and its influence around the world? Have you ever encountered Berlin's electronic scene? What other towns are known for their thriving tech scene? Please share your ideas and stories in the comment section below. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and check more not too useful, but interesting videos. See you on the next video.